Welcome back to this channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do localization in Smile Game Builder. So firstly, you will need to have one completed game project that is ready to be published, or at least you won't make any changes in the time when you will do the localization, because any change will make the work complicated. But anyway, what you need to do first is to copy the original game project folder into a new one, and let's rename it to the target language that we are going to translate the projects into. And then let's go back to Smile Game Builder, the top menu, and if you can click on Open File and find the copied folder, and here it will appear here. Apparently I have done this before. So let's open it up. It only took me 10 days to finish, so it's not a very big one. You can see the maps, not a lot. It does not contain lots of conversation, so it'll be very easy to do the localization. It only took me like a whole afternoon to translate all of the text. Now let me just show you how to do it. So this is the copied file. I have already renamed it as Detective Kachi Chinese. If you click on the utility on the main menu in the editor and then find Localization Tool, you will open up this text editor where you've got all the items that's translatable. Right, so you've got like more than 1,000 lines over here, but don't worry, you do not need to translate every line. Some of them just like functional. So one way to do is that you just translate each of the text directly on the fourth column. So for example, if I translate the title over here to simplified Chinese, so it will be these characters, and if you hit enter, remember to hit enter, not like click anywhere else, because that will make you lose the text you just input. And then yeah, you can do this, but you have to do this all at once, because once you close the editor, the next time when you click in, you will find that your text just disappear. So this is clearly not something that I recommend you to do. Well, the safest way is export the file. If you have already done some of these, don't worry. If you export, it will save the text you have input. And then we'll save this file into a CSV file. It's a spreadsheet, but in reality, this is just the same as the TXT file, which means plain text, does not contain any format, color, sizes, and layout. No. The easiest way to open it up is drag and drop it into an Excel editor, and there you open it up. So I do not, again, recommend you to translate it directly here if your target language contains any Unicodes. For example, some of the Asian languages like Chinese, Japanese, Korean, these languages contain Unicodes. The next time when you open up your file, even though you saved it properly, your text will become like question marks or just disappear, which is a nightmare. So the best way to do this, because you do not want to translate these, let's see, 1,336 lines all at once. I mean, I can do it, but you will do this multi-time. So the best way is to save it as Excel workbook, XLSX format. And if you save it on your desktop, make this separate to the original file. Do not make any changes to the original file if you are going to translate this to a Unicode target language. But if you translate your game into European languages that share the Roman letters like French, Spanish, Italian, you do not need to do this, just directly translate. Okay, next, let's take my game projects, for example, that I'm translating the English game into a simplified Chinese one. So what I did was copy the whole column C and paste it on column D, and then translate the necessary items one by one. So one thing that you do not need to worry about is that you do not need to translate everything. For example, this game is a detective game, so you do not need the battle system, all of the battle elements, or anything that I do not need them to appear in the game. I just leave them. One thing that you need to take special care is that do not translate the animation names, because that will make your animations disappear. Okay, so for example, these are animation names. Do not translate them. You do not need to translate the switch names or variable names, because these won't be displayed to the audience. So you can see that there are a lot of text. I just left them still. Some of them will appear apparently several times. You can use Ctrl+H button and you can put the text you're going to replace, and replacement, the target language here, replace. Yeah, make sure that you do not remove any functional marks like change the lines, font colors. Oh, so here we've got one problem. Yeah, I'm just showcasing you how to translate this, the text. So you can see that's quite straightforward. Does not require lots of time. You just translate English into the language you're familiar with. Yeah, and that's probably all the things you need to do for now. Next thing is to open up the original CSV file in Excel. I recommend that you back up this, because once you make any mistake, you can always go back and do it again. What we need to do is to copy the translation column totally to this column D, and we paste, right, and then save. Do not use save as, do not select any format, and this will help you to maintain the Unicodes. Okay, let's go back to the editor and utility, localization tool, import, and find the file we have edited just now. Import. That seems like some problem. Let's check. Are these translations correct? It seems all correct, and you check the last lines. Yeah, they are all correct. So probably those 3 lines are those blank lines. So they'll be fine. If we click on execute replace and click on OK, now we have done the translation. You will see that everywhere appear as simplified Chinese. Let's save the game and click on play test.
Soy, a skilled detective, was born in London in Victoria time. Seeking new opportunities and fresh challenges, he recently relocated to the industrial city of Manchester and established his own detective agency. Young as he is, Karchi fearlessly tackled
let's
and
see
resolved
the conversations. Map names.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, seems alright. Everything looks just correct. Let's see.
Ah.
all good. Right, so one thing that you might meet is that when you click on, when you launch your game for the first time, you'll find that the text appear as blocks or rectangles or question marks. That's mostly because of you did not select the right game font. So if you go back to the top menu and click on configuration, select the right font that supports your target language, it will just show as the language. And yeah, that's probably everything that I'd like to share today. I'll take a look at RPG Barking, how to do localization in RPG Barking, but I suppose that's quite similar procedures. And if you've got any questions, you can ask me in the comment below. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.